Hi, buddy, this is AG here. So like I said, we're gonna skip the world that's slightly easier, and then do the other world that's harder. Mostly, mostly because when it comes to worlds, this is more difficult in battles, but this is more difficult in actually traversal of the world. We're gonna explain what I mean when we get there, but we're gonna just go through we're gonna go and do the Gummy Ship mission from here, mostly because I actually kind of it's actually really funny, like, you can actually go to various different places just strictly from where sorry, I keep cutting myself off, but you could head to a lot of places from Twilight Town, and it all depends on the 3 warp gates that are attached to it. We're gonna be seeing the other one a little bit later, but I also did this so I had a chance of getting one of these two. Dang it, I missed it again. So the if you look over at the score chart thing, you see the one at the bottom. Those are blueprints, and you can get blueprints from various different ways. We got a few from Geppetto for completing some stuff, but mostly how you'll be getting them is by defeating enemies and getting their and getting it from there. Yeah, so Monster would have appeared right here if we were heading this way the first time. Sandy. But yeah. So one of the so one of the things that you need to collect in the game to get 100% technically is all of the blueprints. And some of those blueprints can only be found from certain enemies in very distinct routes that only appear, that then you have the chance of it dropping. So it's really hard anyway. So we've now reached one of the most memorable worlds from Kingdom Hearts 1, which is Halloween Town from Nightmare Before Christmas. So many people love this world. So this is the first world that this actually happens in, but it happens in both worlds that you go to that you find Monster right before. The character models for Sora, Donald, and Goofy, in that order, change a little bit. Down not just to how they look on here, but also their portraits on the side. And a lot of things, this is one of those worlds that the art style changes as well. Like, you can tell that the weapons, like, they only made really, like, one of. Oh. Yeah, I forgot they don't actually attack you. They just show up. Let me see if I can actually get up here. I always forget if that's the way you get up there, but you can actually get inside that mouth over there. And I can't seem to remember the way you're actually supposed to get up there. I know you're supposed to, like, use an ability later from a distance, but can't remember if there's a different way.
And now, allow me to introduce the Master of Terror, the King of Nightmares, Jack Skellington! Bravo, Jack! Bravo! Those ghosts will be a big hit at this year's Halloween.
Thank you, thank you. But their movement still needs work. It's not scary enough. I want to strike bone-chilling terror. I'm going to consult the doctor.
Then I'll go attend to the decorations.
I love how you could tell which characters, their facial movements are literally just lip flaps, and which animations require them to move their entire head. There it is. I knew that there was a chest under here. I have no idea what the purpose of this room is, but yeah, like, you can see the chest that's in there. So you're supposed to high jump and then effectively just glide your way over there. Which you're not going to get for, which most people aren't going to get for a very long time.
I don't understand. Maybe the guidance system was damaged in the explosion.
Nonsense. My devices are always perfect.
Oh, I've got it! Why, of course. The Heartless need a heart. Doctor, do you think we can add a heart to that device?
Certainly. A heart's not all that complicated. Let's get to work.
To make a heart, first take a container with a lock.
We need the key to this thing first.
Only we knew someone that had a key. So I want to point something out that I just,
My, that was amazing. And you are...
afterwards.
Sora. Well done, Sora. I'd like you to be a part of this year's Halloween.
What's this Heartless doing here?
Oh, the Heartless came to town just recently. What's frustrating is I can't get them to dance with me. So, the doctor and I are trying to improve the guidance system. He's quite a genius. Okay, doctor, let's continue. The ingredients for a heart. Pulse. Emotion.
Terror.
Fear. Hope and despair. Mix them all together, and we have a heart.
missing some ingredients. Let's try adding memory. Sally? Sally! Good for nothing girl. Don't know why I bothered creating her. Sally's got the memory we need. See if you can track her down.
No problem. Sora, would you like to come along?
Sure.
So I would put Jack in my party, but like I mentioned, like Donald and Goofy already are pretty good. The only difference with Jack is he might actually be very good to use. I need to double check though when it comes to... Yeah, he's a magic user. He can effectively replace Donald if I really want. I might actually have to. Now that I think about it. Oh. I guess he was holding on to a page of Winnie the Pooh. Also, when we get to a certain part of the game, I'm probably gonna get all the rest of the pages to finish up Winnie the Pooh.
Are completely out of control. We can't stop them.
Maybe our experiment triggered something. Everything will be fine there. You have nothing to worry about.
Okay, so while we're here, I wanted to point something out. Sora is a demon with his wing and like teeth. Goofy is clearly supposed to be some sort of I'm just fascinated with the massive screw just sticking out of the top of his head. He's supposed to be some sort of like Frankenstein's monster looking thing. And some people mistakenly say that Donald is a mummy. He is not. If you actually look very carefully, you can actually see right through his body in certain sections because he's supposed to be the Invisible Man. And I find that really neat. Most people don't even notice that.
See ya.
Yeah. Even the, yeah, so, like I mentioned, different worlds have different, enemies that appear, literally just so, like, when you do endgame stuff, you have to, like, traverse the entire, like, all the worlds around you to get everything, especially the more hidden stuff from, like, mini-bosses. But, even as you saw there, the shadows, the basic enemy of the game in Twilight Town looks slightly different. They have this sort of like gritty, almost appearance to them. So I'm actually gonna try out Jack for a little bit. I wanted to at least see how he does in battle, because I distinctly remember people saying that that Jack is actually kind of useful. Yeah, he's mostly just using ice magic. And fire, apparently. Which, as I said before, ice magic is one of the best in the game, if not the best. And fire is a homing attack, which is just as good. So yeah, I can see why some people have them on their party. I might just switch back to Donald because it feels weird without having the three of them here. also all the music, aka the one song most people like, is in this game. That's fun. So these are a neat new type of enemy. Most worlds have sort of the same looking enemies, but this one is the first one that actually has like in a while that's had like a unique enemy type, and they're called rights or whites. I forget how you're actually supposed to pronounce that, but
Is something wrong, Jack?
No, everything's going great. We're going to have the best Halloween ever. All we need now is your memory.
Memory? You mean this? Jack, I have a bad feeling about this. Why don't you try something else? There's still time.
Nothing could beat what I've got planned. Once we give the Heartless a heart, they'll dance just as I envision it. Trust me, you're going to love it.
okay, so this series, this game in particular, isn't gonna actually bring it up, but it is actually kind of funny that the Heartless are a group of enemies that have hearts. Like, it's just a dark, corrupt form of that heart.
Did you hear that? Yeah, I sure did. A heart. What should we do?
Gosh, you really are stupid. Isn't it obvious?
Tell Oogie Boogie.
Hmm. I also do kind of like the fact that when it comes to this world, in the movies too, a lot of elements of the world have they take what is symbolic as literal a lot of the times. If you don't remember from the movie, there were parts in which they interpreted the way that Santa works as like this as just another monster like them, but a lot of his stuff is a lot more symbolic in a way. For instance, like when they were putting together all the stuff, like I was like, we need an emotion, fear, and so they literally just put a spider on the table, which is one of the world's like most common fears. We need surprise to complete the heart. So the last item should be like a Jack-in-the-Box or something.
That bonehead Jack is really making a heart. I'll be jiggered. That works for me. Ooh, when I get my hands on that, well, I've got no hands, but I'm still gonna nab that heart and control the heart.
That was a good one. Yeah, aesthetically, this is one of the better worlds. Oh. But there are some distinct problems that this world has that kind of drag it down. And it's the same sort of problem that the other world we could have gone to has. And that is traversal is kind of weird. I need to remember to follow through with combos, because my finishing combos always end in a crit with this one. I was like, wait, why do I have so little money? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I stupidly spent all the money that I had gotten off camera for random gummy things. And then I kind of mentally slapped myself in the face going, why did you do that? And we now have to build up money again. But yeah, as you can see, like, the world itself isn't actually that difficult. But the difficult part will actually come up later. It's not actually about, like, strength of the enemies right now. It's more about, the creators wanted you to go to certain worlds in a very distinct order, so they labeled them with a difficulty so you know better. Ow. Pretty sure this is his house. Oh yeah. I was hoping to like pull up a thing that actually like said like what your goal was. Information bar. Defeat the Heartless. I almost died because I was being very careless. There we go. Yeah, so we can go to there. Oh, the other way up isn't ready yet, so we do have to go into the, we do have to go into here. Here it is. We're actually going to talk to him next time, because I have to take a short break before we continue or anything. See you guys in the next episode.